What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Gold Label Amazon exclusive Court of Owls 3-pack. So we get this cool 3-pack where we get Nightwing in kind of a different outfit. I don't know exactly what that is. That outfit looks kind of weird with the additional red on it. But then we also have Talon, but in like a brown suit design this time. And then we have a member of the Court of Owls, so just a guy in a suit with the owl mask as well as an owl to go along with him. So that looks pretty cool. And we get a nice, well, it almost looks like comic or just big picture there in the background. So that looks cool. We can spin it around and see, of course, just from the comic pictures there's sort of the inspiration. So there we got Nightwing, Talon, and the Court of Owls guy. So it looks pretty cool for that. So awesome to get this 3-pack of the Court of Owls set, and I'm excited to check that out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with Nightwing. Now, I do have issues with this pack is that it doesn't label exactly what these figures are from. Now, of course, going off the box design, there's a famous comic cover of Nightwing facing off against Talon, and Talon in that picture has more of the brown color, which he's based off on here. Well, that's all part of the New 52 design, so I'm going to say that's what this is supposed to be, the New 52, where they introduced the Court of the Owls, and of course, it's gone on since then, and we do have another Batman figure that's labeled from the Court of Owls, but that was also DC Rebirth, so it continued into that. But like I said, I'm going to go with this, that it's part of the New 52, which looks decent with this design, but it doesn't look exactly like this. Now, I do have what I believe is a New 52, at least, like I said, I believe, version of Dick Grayson or Nightwing, but it looks different than this. This looks more like it, where it's got the red coming down the arms, of course, the red Nightwing logo on his chest, and some red thrown around everywhere else. I just don't understand the points here on his chest. Now, in this design, he does have some red, and it comes in a little bit, maybe to here, not all the way in, where it's almost touching at his neck, and then he also has the red around his neck. So I'm not just sure where they got this look from. I couldn't find anything for it. And I'm sure somebody could link a picture that shows exactly this outfit design, which would be nice to have just so I know exactly what this is from. But just the way he is here, I don't recognize it. Like I said, there's similar designs. They just went too crazy with the paint, it seems like. But overall, I do like it, like with the big red Nightwing logo, like just this design, you can tell it's a separate piece, like they attached and glued onto the front of the body. So I do like that. I just, like I said, just this red here around the neck, like these points that come in around the neck itself and on the back here, it just kind of messes with it. Like, I just don't like it as much. Now, it would be nice to have some red on the shoulder joint pieces down inside here, because they're all black and it should be red, so it should be like one continuous piece like this, more closer to it, so all red there. So it'd be nice to have some red on that, but otherwise, I do like the red on the black. And this is a much skinnier body, so this has the smaller body. I can't remember what it's for, if this is, used for like Beast Boy and stuff like that. Just the smaller body design, so a little bit different than the one we've got with the other Nightwings. But love how he has the gauntlets on his hands, so little spikes and stuff there with the gloves. That's all nice. And then we get his boots, so the boots have the weird like texture to it, especially here in the front on him. Very similar to what we've seen with the other figure. They are different, just very similar. But I like the red on his underwear piece there, and then the domino mask in the bat design, so has a sort of bat design to it, and the hair sort of poofed up and off to the side there. So it looks good overall. It's just, like I said, there were too much red on this, but it does look decent. But for his movements, we got his head that'll twist around. Now we're pretty stiff there in the neck, but we'll twist around and look down that far and up that far. So not too bad with the movements. Then we get the shoulders up to 90. Of course, that butterfly joint, and rotate around. Get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist around and has the hinge back and forth there with the ball joint. We get the ab crunch, so upper ab crunch a little bit back and forth there. Not a whole lot. Seems to go back more than it does forward, but just a little back and forth there. And we'll twist around a little as well. And then we go down to the hips, so crunch back and forth. And should twist there as well, but it seems, though, there it goes. It was just kind of stuck, so it'll twist all the way around there at the waist as well. Then we go down to the hips. That'll come up to 90 there, out to the side. Some thigh twist up there, not much, but some. And the double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, kicking himself in the butt. All the way down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So pretty decent movements. Once again, pretty standard for the McFarlanes, but like I said, this is the smaller body, so he should have a little bit better range because, not much muscles and everything to get in the way on him. But for accessories, he, of course, comes with his signature Eskrima stick, so he usually comes with those. Just different design with him. Love the thickness here on the end, so it looks probably like they'd have electricity or something in the end, but let's put these into his hands. So there's Nightwing with those sticks, and unfortunately, like a lot of the McFarlanes, the weapons are just way too big, so they do look awkward there in his hand. And of course, we do get the base to put him on, which which I do have a lot of issues, like probably because of the skinniness of his joints and stuff. Do have some issues getting him to stand, so hopefully this will keep him upright. So there he's on the base there. And like I said, we can bring in that old Nightwing, which like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the new 52 version. I could be wrong, but at least I think that's what it was labeled as. But this is the old Nightwing body that we've got multiple times before for Nightwing, just in the red this time. We've got it in blue and all that design. So like I said, it's a much bigger body, at least designed bigger. Of course, still pretty thin, like the legs don't seem much bigger, waist or anything like that. It's just this is the smaller body they use for a lot of figures, so it makes sense that they switch from this old Nightwing to this smaller one. But like I said, a lot less red on this, and like I said, from the pictures all, he does have the red, that goes down his arm, so it makes sense from this. It's just that, like I said, the points are way too much. Like this would be much closer, but they should be more coming up to the side here instead of the way they are there. But like I said, he has the weird boot design, so like I said, they have some of that similar designs there, not exactly but similar, and of course the sticks and all that. So they did switch it up between these two figures, so it does make it look different. Now this actually kind of reminds me of, it'd be more like a movie version. So this is like what the old movie Robin from the 90s would have turned into Nightwing. This is what his suit would have looked like or something, and then like the head and all that. That just makes me think of like a movie star portraying this version. I don't know what it is about it. That's just what I think of every time I see this figure. But it does look good. Like I said, just a little bit of weirdness and too much red there around his neck. But everything else about the figure, I do like the overall design for Nightwing in this figure form. So then moving over to the Court of Owls, I figured I'd do this guy before we get to Talon. So the Court of Owls is just an ancient hidden society that has controlled Gotham City. They are a cabal that uses architecture and assassinations to wield political influence and breed and use highly trained assassins called Talons, and the members wear owl masks to hide their faces. So that's what we got here. So we just got a guy with the owl mask on. So it looks pretty cool. I mean, body-wise, it just, basic suited body. We've probably seen this with like the Jokers and stuff and all the different versions, because he does have like the spats on his shoes there, so probably just reuse of a Joker body where they painted it all gray this time to look, just like a business suit as a high society sort of member there. But love how he has like the purple tie, has the vest, gray shirt underneath as well. But then we get the head that makes this stand out, so we get the owl mask on the head, so the all white mask with the black eyes, a little bit of like beak design there towards the mouth, and then he's got the blonde hair sort of slicked back there again to hide his identity, so we don't know who that is exactly. So nice to have that, but it is cool to get a representation of that in figure form, so really nice to get this version. But for movements, we get that little twist all the way around and can look down that far and up that far. Again, not bad movements there, a little stiff but not bad, with the shoulders that will come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. We also get the butterfly joint. I forgot about that, but butterfly. Then we'll get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up there pretty much all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth on the ball joint. Then we go to the ab crunch, of course, going to be hidden under this jack here. So just a little bit of crunching back and forth, and we'll twist around and pretty much at the waist, I would assume. Then down to the hips up towards 90, can kind of force it there closer, out to the side that far, not fully to the splits. Pretty much no thigh twist, and the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back. Again, very close, so you can pretty much kick himself in the butt. And then we go down to the foot that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So yeah, just another suited body. So not the best movements ever, but he works out. He's not going to be needed to be an action pose or anything. As just a guy standing there. So like I said, cool to get him represented in figure form. Figure itself could be better, but don't need it to do a whole lot. Of course, we do get a stand that we can put him on, so that'll keep him standing. And what I really like, I don't know if it goes specifically with him, but I'm just going to give it to him as an accessory. We do get an owl as well. So part of the Court of Owls, it makes sense that he has an owl. I doubt it would like sit on his arm. I can maybe try and get it balanced on there, but just a nice look. I think it's called a horn owl with the horns there. Just nice colors with the browns. Just really nice little slug here. That looks really good. They did a good job painting it and everything. So just a nice little owl now that we can, put on the shelf with him or add it to any collection that we want an owl for. So really nice to get that little figure as well. And like I said, mainly with this, just nice to have the representation of the Court of Owls now. And our final figure is the Talon. And like I said, this seems to be more from that comic cover of Nightwing and Talon, because Talon seems to be in more brown design compared to the black, which we already got him in. So nice that we just get a brown representation. So if you want to recreate that comic cover. But this Talon is William Cobb, and he's the great-grandfather of Dick Grayson that was sent to assassinate Batman after the Court of Owls sentenced him to death. But as usual, he was defeated by Batman. And then later on, we see him fight with Nightwing and is disappointed that Nightwing didn't become a Talon like himself. And of course, the Talons have supreme strength, speed, and durability, as well as immortality and regeneration. So like I said, nice to get this figure in the brown color. We've already had it in the black, like exact same figure, so nothing really new there, just the color changes of brown, and like the eyes seem to be different with red on this one. But they have this all brown suit. I was gonna say black suit, but all brown suit this time. That has like texture and stuff, so probably like body armor and stuff to protect him, but he also has regeneration, so if he gets in too much danger or damage, he can just heal himself again. But then they have the mask design, which I'm not too crazy about this mask. I wish it would look much cooler, but again, it has what's supposed to be the owl design, so it's got these gold pieces, you know, supposed to be like the horns and feathers and stuff, the weird eyes, like the owl eyes with the little beak there, but no mouth or anything, so it kind of looks awkward. But like I said, just trying to represent an owl there. We get it like a bandolier that comes around, Court of Owls logo on the little medallion, and then some stakes going through, which is cool. Nice owl wing design, sort of armor piece here on his arms, and a nice talon or claws here as a weapon off the side, belt around his waist with pockets, and then the brown collar going all the way down again with all that, again with the nice lining all the way through it there, and the exact same armor we already saw before. So not too exciting because nothing's changed or improved, it's just a different color. Now movement wise, we do get that'll twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, just a little movement back and forth. Then we go out to the shoulders up to 90. With the butterfly, it doesn't really move too much, just a little back and forth it seems, and rotate all the way around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, not too bad all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist around and hinge on that ball joint again. Then the ab crunch, so the upper ab crunch back and forth, pretty nice there, and we'll rotate around. And then we get the lower ab crunch back and forth and twist all the way around as well. Then we go down to the hips there to 90 and out to the side, not far from doing the splits. Pretty much no thigh twist and the double knee joint. That'll bend up that far to the back, not bad. And the foot will flex back and forth, twist side to side, and we get the toe joint on the end. So although it is a different body design, it works relatively similar as the other two figures as well. So like I said, not a whole lot of difference between the figures when it comes to McFarlane's, but every now and then they'll have something a little different, but overall he works out just fine. Now, accessory-wise, he does come with some weapons, again, like we got before. So we do get a sheath that can go onto his back, again, just in brown this time. And we get two swords as well, so nice sword designs there. So let's put this into his back. So that'll just peg into the back there. Now, it doesn't peg in too well, it just barely sort of sits in there. But that is on his back. And then he also comes with two daggers, so nice dagger designs. Have some nice little details there on the handle, nice thick blades. So those look cool. I wish there were slots to store these as well, because it'd be nice to have those, which actually looks like he does have a slot here on the side for like a little knife, although he doesn't come with a little knife to fit in there, but he does have the little sheath that will hold a knife. Like I said, we just don't get one with him, unfortunately. And then, of course, we also get the base we can put him on. So there I gave Talon the two swords, so I gave him those just to be a little different, because we have this other Talon here in the black, like I said, but he has the two knives, so I went and just gave him the swords to make it a little bit different there. So now we have Talon in the brown or black, depending on whatever you want. I always prefer the black because that's what I always think he looks like, but like I said, there have been some pictures that make him seem more brown like this, so you can just pick and choose whatever you want there. So we have this version now, and like I said, we do have a Batman already. This was from the first like digital figures that McFarlane did of Batman. He is labeled as Court of the Owls, although this is a DC Rebirth version, so like I said, much newer Batman design, so it should look like a newer version of Talon, but you can have those face off as well if we want Batman versus Talon there with that. But overall, it's a decent look Talon. Like I said, unfortunately, we've already had it before, so it's not as exciting, like I said, as it could be, but it still looks decent in the brown, and like I said, you can recreate that comic cover. So like I said, overall, nice to get the brown version just for that, but otherwise, it's not a necessary figure. So there we can have a showdown with our three figures of Nightwing taking on Talon, with our Court of the Owls member just plotting there back behind him. So all are pretty cool. Like I said, definitely with the Nightwing and the Talon, we can recreate that comic cover, and then getting the Court of Owls members, like this is probably what I'm most excited about, just that, like I said, to have a representation of that added to the collection, because Talon we've already had in black, and now we've got in brown, so not that much different. And then this Nightwing, like I said, with the weird red around his neck, doesn't really make me like it as much, just because I don't think it looks as good as it should. But overall, the Nightwing is still pretty decent, though, just a different look for him. So not a horrible pack, but like I said, overall could be much better. So let me know what you thought of this DC Multiverse 3-pack down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.